Bonjour and welcome to À la Carte. Today we are in Malibu spending some time with our good friend Ksandra. She's a producer, electropop musician and DJ. After the interview, we will cook one of her favorite dish. Okay, Ksandra, let's talk about you. Where do you come from?
I come from Germany, to be very thorough, from Munich.
And where do you come in the United States?
I came from Germany right here to LA actually.
How long ago?
I lived here a couple years and then I moved back to Germany and then lived in Spain for a year because Germany was too cold. And now I'm back for 4 years.
Tell us how you started in this business.
I started when I was a kid, having gone to a conservatory, doing singing classes. And then obviously we all have to go the normal way of making school, having a job, which we don't like so much. Gotta have an education. And then I started singing, continued singing, writing my own songs, and started doing my first EP 2004. That was just an EP with 4 songs that I put out there, getting the first contact in the industry, making my own production, singing, writing my songs and putting it out there.
And how professionally you came into, who inspired you and who did you meet to become a professional?
So there's a lot of artists that actually inspired me from the old era. I used to live in Venice Beach, right? And that's the city of Jim Morrison. I'm a big fan of the Doors. And I like how they combined their synthesizer melodies and their kind of keyboard parts with guitar and being kind of an inspiration for me. So I used to live in Venice. That's when I came on my spiritual path of music. And then I met a lot of people here in LA, making contacts with different producers who worked on big productions. Like one of the producers worked, for example, with Slash. Another producer worked with Beyonce. So I co-wrote some songs, put my own signature on it, made it the Ksandra sound.
Can you a remix kind of thing?
So it's basically not really remixes. It's basically songs that I collaborated on with different people.
Okay.
And then put my own signature on there, put my own sounds in there, co-produced in the studio, worked on vocal production together. So I was kind of part of the whole process, right? So not just going in the studio, stand here, sing. For me as an artist, it's important to be a part of everything and also learn, right? Learn how to produce, learn how to work with vocals, learn how to lay vocals, how to make multiple tracks. And so I feel I became, as an independent artist, like more and more familiar with the process of making music. And it's just a part that's in me. I don't know if there's anything else I can do really well, but maybe.
So you started as a singer, or?
I started as a singer, but
Background
I also
singer?
Yes, I started as actually I did background vocals for a couple acts, and I also did dancing. I studied dance, ballet, jazz and modern dance. I got into dance because I saw on MTV the music videos and I wanted to dance like the people in the music videos. But then I realized actually that there's so much more to dance and expression and art form. So it was really important for me as an artist to combine then the dance with the whole act of making music, putting it on stage, helping, producing my own shows.
And who inspired you in this business? Who are the people you like?
There's a lot of artists that inspire me. I like Goldfrapp, it's a British band, for example. I like really a lot of melancholic music, but when I make music, you hear a little of the melancholic part and the rest is happy. So I would say I've got the talent to write songs that have always double meanings. And so I'm taking some inspirations of that old era, combining with something of the new era. For example, different sounds like that David Guetta is doing, or Katy Perry. But that was a little too pop for me, so I kind of I like as an artist to have like a different signature on there. So people listen to the music and they say, that's cool, that's great, and it's radio friendly, but it's still a little different than everything out there. That was for me really important as an artist, not to sound like everything else and have a little feeling of timelessness, which if we talk about Adele, which I really admire because,
You like it?
yeah, her music is really like timeless. You could listen still in a couple of years to that.
What do you think about Sia, for example?
I like Sia. Yes, she's really talented. Her songwriting, and she writes for a lot of other artists, which I also think is good. I also like to work with other artists, helping them, because I feel if we as artists help other artists, we learn from their mistakes or from whatever they do well, and then we can implement it in our own music. It's really important to just look beyond. I also like a lot of rock music, like let's say Muse. I like Muse. I kind of like that alternative rock stuff, you know. So kind of have an edge to music. What makes music a little real, not just plastic pop, but stuff that makes that makes you feel something. That's very important. It's gotta make you feel something. Good. Either dance or feel happiness or sadness.
So you're a dancer already?
Yes, yes, correct.
You're multitasking.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to. We have to be that way these days, right? As an artist.
Yeah. And how do you handle stress in this business? If you don't work or work?
That's a good
question. How do you do that?
So when I am stressed, I actually get really quiet. I'm a very extroverted person. I'm a stage person. And I like being on stage and I can see everybody in the audience. But when I'm stressed, I get really quiet. Oh, yeah? I get totally introverted and quiet, kind of like Michael Jackson. Also great inspiration, what he did for music, and the songs he wrote was also really touching. Part also touching on our current topics, environment. That's really important.
You do yoga or this kind of thing?
I do a kind of yoga which I kind of developed out of the dance, about stretching, body alignment. So it's kind of like a yoga dance thing that I do. And what else do I do? That's a good question. I run on the beach. I really like being by the ocean and by the beach.
You live in a beautiful area.
Yes.
In Malibu.
Yes.
So not far from the beach. And what advice would you give to new people who started in this business? Because I know it's a tough business.
It is very tough.
I know it's hard to sell albums now, so there's the YouTube thing, but I mean, you don't make much money out of it, so it's kind of frustrating. Yes, a couple of cents, right? Per person. So what would you say?
What I would say, it's really important to have a standing leg and do something that gives you the comfort of having stability, right? These days, having stability, but still do your art, do your music, and then also not to give up, meaning that basically keep going and have endurance. If you have endurance in the business, people will see that. Like let's say you come to do something, people will watch you for years to see if you have sustainability as an artist. And when they see, okay, she's been doing this stuff a couple of years, she's always involved in things, she's growing as an artist, she knows a little bit about the business, then people have respect from you. That's what I noticed. Okay. They don't have respect. And so my advice is certainly to have endurance, to keep working, keep practicing your art, never say, oh, my music is good enough. No, you always have, the audience is the one who will judge you, right? And then also take criticism really well. That's very important.
That's very important.
Take good criticism well. Some criticism is bullshit. I don't know if we can say that on camera, but
no, you can.
I mean, we can say anything we want to, right? We're artists.
We are artists. Yeah. And the other thing, do you have any stories then you account in the business, like crazy people you have met?
Oh my God, crazy people! I would say 90%.
You don't have to give names. No. I don't want to. You know what I mean? But if you have, I know this business is crazy.
It is crazy.
And
we're crazy. We artists are crazy. That's why we do what we do, because it's a way of healing and expression.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I can just think of some funny stories, not saying any names there. Producers losing files. We went in the studio, we tracked the verse. And I had a song which is called Overload, and I was writing the second verse because I just had no idea. There's sometimes inspiration just doesn't come.
Oh, yeah.
And there's this gap. Here you are, you have to go to the studio, you're recording your stuff. And then I had some producers that did not know how to use Pro Tools, but they had all this gear. So what good does you the best gear when you don't know how to use it, right?
Yeah.
It's really the technique. And we recorded those great vocal tracks, and then he lost it all. So you have to react whatever you just did with being really pissed about him losing your verses.
Yeah, of course.
And then, so there's a couple things that something like that happened. Another time I went to Arizona, record in Arizona. And I don't know whose fault it was, maybe my fault. We came in there and we had recorded everything, and then the computer Macintosh, oh, I wasn't supposed to give names.
We can cut.
The Mac crashed. there was like this new Mac that was coming out. We did the recording and did have some flaws. So I was stuck in Arizona. We recorded all the tracks, and then I had to go on a little road trip and come back because he had to send the Mac in for repair. And I went on a road trip, came back, and we re-recorded everything.
You didn't have any backup?
I think he might have had some backups of the tracks, but that's the thing, people don't back stuff up and then you stand there and look stupid, right?
Of course, of course. And other question, where can we find you where can we find your music? Where are you?
So you can find my music on iTunes, obviously, worldwide. If you go on iTunes, it's also on Amazon, so I've got digital distribution. And then also, obviously, all the social media, which we need today as artists, which is Facebook, Instagram,
You want to talk about
yes,
Facebook?
yes, it's basically Facebook is Ksandra.net, that's KSANDRANET, and also YouTube is Ksandra.net, and then Twitter, Ksandra Tweets, which is TWEETZ, so Ksandra and TWEETZ, and Instagram also Ksandra.net.
And your distributor is?
Pardon me?
Your distributor,
is the distributor is CD Baby. I put my CD out through CD Baby, so you can get it there, and then you can also obviously get it on my website, which is imksandra.com. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's buy my CD.
Yeah,
and the album that I have out there is called Light and Dark, and worked with a couple great producers there.
Okay. And do you have a new project going on right now?
Right now, we just had Grammy season for the next Grammy voting, so right now was a little quiet, but now I'm working on some new tracks with different DJs. Couple new tracks. I'm planning to put out an EP, a new EP, and I'm also planning to put out just single tracks. I like collaborating with different DJs worldwide, putting my vocals in, helping with the production, and then just putting out different tracks, some dance tracks. And the EP that I'm planning to do is going to be pop and electronic, but I think I'm planning to slow down the tempo, get away from the 127, 128 BPM, and just do something a little bit more substantial, different, bring some natural instruments in, and then also with a combination of electronic, bringing some natural instruments back, bringing a piano back, a baby grand, bringing some guitarists back, and just kind of bringing a little bit the elements of music back that make music, without it also being so overproduced, you know, so not having too many tracks in there, so the whole thing sounds so compact. So that's what I also liked about a lot of open music, there's just more dynamics in there. And everything right now just sounds so thick and overproduced. And I think to break a pattern as an artist, and that's what I'm trying to do with my new EP, do just something different. Change the timing, have in the song a timing change, and then also go a little bit more back to basic, but with the roots, go back to the roots, and then with some modern elements of electronic.
Mix of roots and electronic.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of, I think, what I'm thinking
Could be
of.
interesting.
Let's say if I could pick a producer to work on the new album with, I think I would pick something really weird. I would pick the producer, Dan Auerbach, from the Black Keys, and maybe Lana Del Rey producer. I think he also produced for Lana Del Rey, but I'm not sure. And then bring another producer in that's totally techno, like a DJ, Hardwell, and just see what comes out there. You know, combine some, because what I liked about the Black Keys, the album was really raw. It was very pure and raw, but it went big. And then bring something really modern in and combine those things. Put them in a pot, just like when we cook, and see what comes out there.
Reinvented the world music again.
Pardon me?
Reinvented the world music again.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Good luck about this.
You like that?
Yeah, I like it.
Let's see what comes out. I'm really curious.
Of course. And so, basically, Prost to your project, to you.
Prost. And, cheers. Skål.
And good luck.
Kampai.
Kampai. We're going to spend some time with you. You want to do a dish.
Yes.
Can you tell us what it is? What's it called?
So what we're going to do today is called Hail to the Kale. It's a vegan dish and mostly also raw.
It's a salad.
It's a salad.
Okay, so the ingredients are very simple and very healthy. So we start with kale. First we have kale, broccoli, tomatoes, red pepper, green onions, cooked tofu with pines, right?
Pine nuts.
Pine nuts, carrots, mandarin, pine nuts again on top. This is a cooked and those are not. And the dressing is made of brown sugar, salt, ginger, honey, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and sesame vinegar. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we're gonna mix everything together. Started with the kale,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Correct. We're gonna put the kale in first.
So we get a good amount of kale. After that, some of those, like not too much, but just yeah, exactly. Tomatoes, small tomatoes are good. The smaller the better.
Gives a little color to the salad.
Yeah, like that. Make it nice. Red pepper, same thing. Sprinkle around. I'm doing everything for
Oh,
you.
that looks good. It looks already good. Green onions.
Green onions. So same thing. Don't be afraid. If you like every ingredient you like, you put more. There's no measurement kind of thing. So you have to taste it and try everything. So carrot, same thing. Is a little bit of sugar. So you put it on like this. Make it nice. Up. Tangerine. Same thing. I'm going to use a spoon.
Cool, that's perfect.
Up. Like that. Beautiful. I'm still right? I'm following your recipe.
Perfect, perfect. Uh-huh.
Up. That should be enough for the sugar.
Get into the dressing now.
No, the tofu.
Oh, yeah.
So this is uncooked pine. Pine nuts.
For the texture.
Yep. And that's cooked pine nuts and tofu. So that's warm. So you should it warm, and it's gonna be gorgeous. Like that. Like that.
We sauteed the tofu.
We sauteed the tofu,
on
yes.
oil.
Yes, we sauteed it on a pan with oil. Any oil is fine. Any oil you like. We put the pine nuts at the end because you don't want it overcooked, so they just get golden brown. And now we have the dressing already ready, which is again with sugar, brown sugar, salt. The best salt is the salt from France. It's called Celtic salt. Ginger, honey, sesame. Soy sauce, vinegar, rice vinegar, and sesame vinegar, and all together. You have for the dressing. I would say I advise to try. Add everything you want, and you try. You put more of this, more of that, it's as you like. So we're gonna add it on. Oop, not too much. Same thing. And we're gonna mix it a little bit. I'm gonna destroy the look, but that's okay. It's just for the test. That's the French way. We mix everything together because you want the dressing to get to everything. You don't want something dry. Every vegetables and ingredient has to be perfectly dressed, basically. So it's not gonna look good, but it's gonna taste good. So you look good on a plate, and after that you mix everything like that, and that should be okay. And we can dress the whole thing. I make a mess. That's okay also. There we go. There we go. It's perfect. It's like looking nice. Back again.
It smells also really good.
Right?
It smells amazing.
Yeah, no. It is very healthy for you, actually.
Probably
really.
almost 0 calories. Just a little bit from the oil, but that's it. That looks so good.
One more of what you want. That's it. And here we go. We have this kale salad with rice vinegar dressing, honey, sugar, but it's beautiful. It's salty and
and sweet at the same time, and it's a good enjoy. Right now we're gonna try it. And by the way, where do you get this recipe?
The recipe actually I got at a festival that we did here on our property. It was an esoteric consciousness festival, and they made a kale salad, also demonstration, but I actually modified the recipe. Okay. So it's called Hail to the Kale, but I modified it because I just wanted a little bit more textures and colors and a little bit more taste, you know?
Okay. So let's try.
Let's try that. I'm gonna try just right with the tofu because that's gonna
me
be
too,
like hot and cold. The dressing turned out really good.
Yeah.
It's got a crunchiness and at the same time a little salty.
Oh, I love it. I'm not generally a salt and sweet kind of guy, but it's very good. I love it.
Very good.
Ginger is perfect. Sugar perfect. Everything's perfect.
It's very good.
I love it. Great recipe. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm glad to share it.
Yeah. How do you contact you about the festival?
So about the festival, you just could literally go to my website, Ksandra.com, and just fill out the contact form and just tell me that you're interested in maybe hosting one or participating. And we have basically those festivals where we have yoga, body toning, people make recipes, healthy recipes, demonstration of all kinds of different food, and just simply an email on the contact form. That's the simplest way.
All right, cool. I keep eating. Thank you very much.
Har vi kastat den uppe? Halva. Sugar. No,